Wealth Builders is out once again. Your expert private money syndicator Nick Billions, and here today I'm bringing you a new video through the Private Money Drive by Educational series, brought to you by the Mills Funding Group LLC, an apartment acquisition and asset management company. And today we're pretty much just talking about us. Who is the Mills Funding Group LLC, and why should you allow us to continue to educate you through these awesome videos? So let's get right into it. As always, as a disclaimer, I'm not a lawyer, CPA, or securities professional. This info is purely based off of personal experience and opinion and should be consulted and verified by your attorney or CPA before moving forward with any mentioned investment strategies. Now, this information is purely educational and not intended to present or market any securities opportunities. Now, simply who we are, or more so who I am as the leader and expert of this group. I am an 8-year real estate entrepreneur and business owner. I've created a system that can coexist without my participation, and I'm very proud to say that because I'm in the upper echelon of successful business owners. I've passed that 5-year gap of having a failed business actually becoming a successful business that has allowed me to not have a job for the past 8 years. So I'm very appreciative of that. I've changed my life course in college in my junior year when I discovered that real estate will build the most millionaires in the next 20 years. From that point, a new light bulb just hit me in my head, and it just simply directed me from that point forward and to say, you know what, I'm not doing the right thing right now, obtaining this debt by educating myself slowly, when I can jump right into real estate and go into something that I'm passionate about, have been passionate about, and something that will put me in a position to help others down the road in a more efficient manner. In my free time, from not being a full-time businessman, I am an assistant basketball coach for my daughter's junior high squad, and I'm extremely passionate about that since I had a small stint in the NBA Developmental League, trying out, and also some time overseas as well. I'm also a local Rotarian, a Chamber of Commerce member, and a local Business Network International member for my local city here in Memphis, Tennessee, and as well as I'm a life coach, educator, mentor, and successful online marketer as well. So I wear many hats, and I wear them proudly, and also with an expert cap on top of each one. My influences in education: I work closely currently with the Lindahl Group, where I've learned and became an expert at raising private money, property management, multifamily residential acquisitions, marketing, and emerging market research, all the essentials of building a successful real estate business. My business educational background extends massively on a daily basis through the teachings of real estate, personal development, NLP, marketing, sales, law, accounting, public speaking, and so many more subjects and categories that just have helped me down the road to become a better educator and business owner and mentor for others to succeed from. My current team is a very small team, but very efficient as well, which consists of 2 property managers. It has a combined 25 years experience in the residential, garden style, and high-rise property management arenas. Also, I have a maintenance director that has over 30 years experience here in the Memphis area, as well as over in California and in Miami, Florida, where he has built some of the most influential, he has taken part in building and maintaining some of the most influential landmarks that Memphis has to offer today. Also, I have trusted contractors and vendors that I found through created networks from other individuals, and these contractors and vendors are all in electrical, plumbing, roofing, and appraisal arenas, where they cover all bases. So anybody I need, I have them on speed dial. No house is left, or no unit is left undone with these awesome contractors and vendors. Also, I have a CPA and real estate lawyer, and I'm still searching for a local competent SEC attorney. And that reminds me here, a rule of thumb, that if you, after giving a brief introduction of who you are as a real estate investor, you shouldn't have to go into a mini life story of what you do. with that attorney. They should be able to catch on to the title and pretty much start up a dialogue, if you will, where you all bounce off of each other's statements, rather than it's just being a monologue of you just talking at that person and they're still trying to catch up as to what you're telling them. So be wary of that, and definitely it definitely helps to watch their reactions when you explain to them who you are. My team also includes a credit partner who is also a private investor as well, that over the last 6 to 8 years has received an average 8% return on their investment through flips, passive investing, and rentals. And we also have networks with several top property brokers, in which I'm able to use their extensive networks as well. Our accomplishments and milestones as a company here at Mills Funding Group is that back in 06 and 08, we invested with our private investor $25,000 with the passively with a private investment group in Texas for a multifamily project that we were interested in being involved in. We just didn't have the expertise and the network to raise the private funds ourselves, but we wanted to get involved in a different aspect of real estate that was going to give us a good return on our money while avoiding any type of huge tax breakdowns in our salary. And back in 08, before the crash, huge crash occurred, we were able to receive a 12% return. So we were very fortunate in that process as well. Back in 2010, we performed several rehab or flip projects with our house. We bought several tax liens, HUDs, and houses off of the MLS, and we just performed a wholesaling, went through our wholesaling phase where we fixed and flipped, where we actually bought houses that needed very little work, maybe cosmetic for the most, where we're able to add instant value to it, and in some cases actually able to put a tenant in the house so that we can expand the value of it when we flipped it instantly, like within a 2 or 3 month period. And at the most, it took us 6 months to flip one house, but it was very influential for us. And that process caught up with us too, because we ended up flipping too many in 1 year, whereas by IRS standards we became known as real estate dealers, and that was more of a double taxation, capital gains tax scenario that we were trying to avoid, and we end up falling into anyway. So with that, we have to shift over, and we thought to get more people involved in our group with friends and family, and we master leased 6 rental properties that they owned, that they weren't using anymore, or they just had trouble renting out. And with those rental properties, we created rooming house leases so that we can maximize our cash flow potential and at the same time get the multi-family experience of managing multiple units with single tenants in them. Also, we were able to maximize cash flow and defer maintenance at its lowest. We were able to create enough room of time and freedom where our company is now growing our portfolio with private money syndications into emerging multifamily apartment markets. Now, our short-term goals that we have is that we want to raise $5 million within the next 3 years and create a portfolio worth more than $40 million with at least a 96% occupancy across at least 1,200 units. And in the long term, we want to create at least 2 successful syndications per year, purchase a minimum of 1,500 to 2,000 units per year, and successfully manage a portfolio worth over $100 million. And that's just being modest without going too far into the dreamland scope. And with this $100 million portfolio, we want to keep it at a personal, private scope. So we're looking to create several non-REIT funding groups that is spread the portfolios across several different entity avenues that are also maximizing our asset protection as well and increasing our tax benefits. So it just kills so many birds with one stone, as they say. Our location to buy, our criteria that we use is simple. Memphis market is ground zero. We want to maximize what we can do here in Memphis, regardless of what cycle is in, whether it's a buyer's market or a seller's market. We want to just maximize the amount of units that we can come to own here, because we know the market masterfully. We know the people here. We love the city. We love the climate, and in time, it will be one of the top manufacturing or industrial meccas again in the U.S. Also, we look to invest in emerging markets across the U.S. with international emerging markets in our long-term basis, when we're able to create bigger networks and get educated in that aspect more. We always look for 100+ units. That way we're able to scale and maximize our leverage across the board and minimize our risk at the same time with our investments. And we look into B and C class neighborhoods, and these are primarily just moderately affluent neighborhoods and white collar self-employed neighborhoods where the cost of living is very high and very consistent with the city, with that city's growth. We also look for value add opportunities into these properties, and some of the most common that we look for are mismanaged properties, which are the best for us because we just get rid of that terrible management company and we just bring in a brand new one under our belt. Excessive expenses, usually that comes in conjunction with mismanaged companies, because no one will take care of your money like you, and it helps not only to manage the managers, but to manage the money that the managers have to spend to satisfy the requirements of keeping a high occupancy based environment, and also below market rents as well that we love, because we can do so much with just going across the board with testing the markets out by raising rents and kind of playing with the high occupancy a bit to maximize our equity in a very short time so that we can look like superheroes to our private investors. That's it, people. Like I said, private money, real estate education at its best, and brought to you in a drive-by fashion. Again, I'm your masterful private money syndicator, Nick Billions. And for more of what we do and what we offer, you want to go to our homepage at privatemoney.VanEckCompanies.com. A lot of useful information there. You want to go and like, comment, and share our videos at Facebook.com/Private Money Savior. Awesome page. And you want to go and like, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Mills Funding Group. As always, it's been my pleasure educating you in this process, and I look forward to talking to you soon.